Hey, what's up, beauties? It's your girl Tara Marie here with a makeup tutorial. I have been on my natural hair kick lately, and I have been neglecting my makeup tutorials. So I am back with this look today. It's rosy with a little bit of chocolate. It's like day two, I don't know. I feel like this is versatile. You can wear it in the day, you can wear it in the night. But let's just go ahead and get right on into it. And if you want to see how I got this look, please keep on watching. So I'm going to give this 4K setting on my camera another shot. One time I used it, or actually in a couple of videos, I tried using it and it would blur in and it would blur out, and then it was just annoying me. But we're going to give it another try today. And I know it looks like I'm naked, but I'm not. It's strapless, so let's get that straight. So my skin is already primed, or not primed, moisturized. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a primer. Y'all know that I'm very finicky with the primers that I use because my skin is super finicky. But I'm gonna give this Becca First Light Priming Filter Instant Complexion Refresh Base a try. My camera's gonna focus in. That is what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and just smooth this on. Okay, so this stuff is purple. Can you tell it's kind of purplish? So, and it is super loose. And I'm just gonna look into my camera really quick because I don't have a mirror in front of me to see what I'm doing. So, excuse me for a second. And I'm just gonna smooth this in with my hands. And it smells very lemony. I do think I need a little bit more because it doesn't spread very far. So I'm just gonna dot this. I'm already seeing myself kind of going in and out of focus, so I'll try not to move back and forth too much to avoid that. For our foundation today, I'm gonna be using my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation in the shade 109. And how I apply this, I just go ahead and dot some of this on. And then y'all, I got a new Eagle Tools beauty sponge. You see how beautiful that is? I used it yesterday, so this side is kind of messy or stained, but I'm just so happy. And I love, 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 love these beauty sponges because honestly, I got this one and it came with this smaller one as well. And I paid $10 bucks for both of these, and it's the same. They're just as good as the high-end blending sponges. So if you want to save yourself a little coin, go ahead and pick up some of these. Now we're going to go ahead and jump into concealer, which of course I'm always using my handy dandy Tarte Shape Tape concealer in Tan Sand. And I'm just going to go ahead and just put this, and I need to get another one. I'm trying to wear this down to its very, very last drop. But I'm just going to apply some of it to the side of the nose here, under my eyes. You guys, this is so sad. I'm literally digging inside of this tube trying to get every single last drop. Oh, so sad, so sad. And to blend, I'm gonna pick up my smaller Eagle Tools beauty sponge, and I'm just gonna use that to go ahead and just blend out this concealer. And then to set under my eyes, I'm just gonna take my Pretty Vulgar Matte Bout It Loose Setting Powder. And I'm just gonna take my, what is this? My Luxie Tapered Highlighter Brush, and I'm just gonna pat that right underneath my eyes and on the sides of my nose to go ahead and set that concealer. I'm not gonna bake today just because I don't know if I really feel like baking today. So, but we always set. All right, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and cream contour. I'm gonna do a little mix of cream and powder contouring. So I'm gonna take my LA Pro Girl concealer in the shade Beautiful Bronze, And I'm just gonna squeeze some of this out. And this concealer does dry down really fast, so I only do one section of my face at a time. And then I'll just go ahead and blend it out using the butt end of my larger beauty sponge. Making sure to focus underneath. I always like to kind of like tuck my beauty sponge underneath my cheekbone, because I feel like that's where it gives me the best, you know, like it fits my face the best that way. And then I just kind of bounce it up a little bit, just because we don't want to get that muddy look to where it's like traveling all the way down your face and then you just look dirty, and we don't want that. And then moving on to the forehead, I'll squeeze out a little bit more. If I can get some more product out of here. And then just kind of dot it around and then blend out this area as well. And then to kick it up a notch, I'm going to go over it with my L'Oreal, what is this? My True Match Cappuccino Super Blendable Powder. Oop. And this is what I use to kind of like as my powder contour. And then I'm just going to grab an angled face brush. I'm going to back up a little bit actually. And go over. I'm wearing white and I'm like freaking out. Go over where we placed our cream contour, just to kind of set it and add just a little bit more warmth, a little bit more definition to the face. And I'm just going over everywhere where I applied that cream contour. And I think I'm gonna contour my nose off camera. Just because, you know, I've done it in a couple of my other videos. I don't do anything super special and it takes me forever, so I don't want to waste your time. So I'm going to be right back. So I'm back, my nose is contoured, and I wanted to note for the record, I do not ever cream contour my nose, only because it's just harder for me to control where the product is going, and I personally just like the powder as well because it looks a little bit more natural, and I have oily skin, so I'm not trying to layer foundation on top of cream concealer on top of something else, because then by the end of the night I'm just going to look a hot mess. But that's why I just use this powder as my contour. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to the eyebrows. And that's a treat because I never do my eyebrows on camera, but I think I'm going to do my eyebrows on camera today. So for my brows, I'm going to be using the Iconic London Sculpt and Boost Eyebrow Cushion. And I'm just going to be using like the little brush. That's what it looks like. Comes in the packaging. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this, and I like to mix it between the light and the dark colors in here. So I kind of just tap into each one, and then I start by making sure all my hairs are brushed up first. And then I'll start not at the very tip because I like the tip to be a little bit more spaced out so it gives me more of that natural gradient. So I'll start and I'll move in a little bit closer if it'll focus. I'll start here and then just fan up. And I'll take it a little bit. Oh, I was looking for the product and it's in my hand. I'm just going to go ahead and flick this. And then I'll just go in with the darker shade, and then I'll just fill in randomly because my eyebrow hairs are naturally pretty thick and pretty dark. So I just kind of go in randomly and just fill in where I would like some hairs. And then I take my spoolie and brush my eyebrows down. Oh, that's cute. Maybe I should leave my eyebrows like this. And then I'll just go ahead, take that darker color, and just keep stroking, stroking, stroking. And then when I get to the tail, I just go from the top of the brow and then I'll drag it out just a little bit. Just like that. And then once I brush my eyebrow hairs back up, my eyebrow is good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other eyebrow, and then I'll be back to start the eyeshadow. So now that we have our base down, now we can go ahead and get into the eyeshadow. I'm gonna be using a combination of 2 different palettes today. I have my Alamar Cosmetics palette, and then I have a very old Urban Decay palette, but I still love it. So we're gonna be using both of these babies today for this eyeshadow look. So to start off, if I can find the brush, here we go. I'm gonna be starting off with my Luxie Tapered Blending Brush. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the shade Guantanamera, which is this, in person it looks like a maroon-y color, but on my complexion I can blend it lightly and I make it look more rosy, which is the look that I'm going for. So pick an eyeshadow that comes off more rose for you. If you're my complexion, you can maybe try this out. It'll probably work very well for you. But I'm just gonna tap in that lightly. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start the focus on the inner corner of my eye. Let's see, I'll scoot up a little bit. I'm gonna put the focus on the inner portion of my eye, and I'm blending this very lightly. And then I'm going to drag it out, but I'm not necessarily like starting here and going down. I'm taking it and then I'm bringing it out. So I'm just gonna start it in the center and then brush out any excess towards the outer portion of my eye. So after we have our crease shade down, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Urban Decay palette, and I'm gonna be picking up the shade Smog. This palette, or this shade, is in a couple of their palettes, so, you know, any Urban Decay palette will work, or not anyone with the shade Smog in it will work, sorry. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and take my little ring finger, and I'm just gonna pick up some of this product here. And this is what it looks like. It's pretty, like a dark bronze shimmer. And I'm just gonna take that and pack it all over my lid. And I'm packing it on and having it touch where we put that first rosy color. And after we have both of our lid shades down, I'm going to go back into the Alamar Cosmetics palette, and I'm going to use my same finger, and I'm going to be picking up the shade Cafecito right here. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of that. It's like a pretty dark chocolate shade, and I'm just going to tap it around the outside of the outer corner here. And I'm applying it with my finger just because I want it to be really soft. I just kind of want it to connect the other colors and give me, ooh, but be careful not to do that. To connect the colors and using my finger, I just feel is a little bit better for this. So I'm doing that, and it just gives it a little bit more, I don't know, it just kind of pulls the look together a little bit. And then with the brush that we use to place that first rose shade, I'm just going to smoke this out on the corner and just bring it in like that. So my main makeup tool today, I'm realizing, is my finger, because we're going to use it again to pick up another color And the shade that I want to pop in the center, because I want to give this a little bit of a like a little something something. So I think I'm going to pick up the shade Chopper, which is right here, and it's like a champagne-y, it's champagne-y, like glittery, shimmery shade. And I'm just going to pick some of that up on the tip. That is kind of like what it's swatching like. I'm going to pick up a little bit of that, and I'm going to create a slight halo in the center of the eye. And so I'm just packing that in the center. Can you see that? Just gives it like a little extra pop. You know what I'm saying? And then again, with that same brush, I'm just gently blending that into that rose color. And I think I'm actually going to pick up a little bit more of that rose, just so it's not getting lost with the other shadows that we're applying, because I really want this rose shade to stand out. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit more of that rose and drag it out. And then I'm going to take a clean, larger, fluffy brush and just kind of melt all of those colors together to make sure that we don't have any splotchiness, to kind of fan out and diffuse that rose on the top, and to make sure all of these colors are just marrying together nicely. So next for this look, we're going to move on to our eyeliner, and I'm going to be using a pencil by Vintage Cosmetics. It's just a smoky eye pencil in the shade Jet Black. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this and smudge it all over the top line, and then I'm also going to drag it into my inner tear duct, because we're also going to be putting this in our waterline and smoking out the bottom lash line as well. Next here is just smoke out this liner just a little bit. I'm going to take a angled brush, and I'm just going to gently drag this along the top of the line, just so we don't have a perfect line, and we can smudge it out, smoke it. So I'm going to be applying falsies, and the lashes that I'm using today are the Ardell Professional 3D Faux Mink lashes, and this is what they look like. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these on, and then I'll be right back. So we have our lashes on. Now the last step is to smoke out our bottom lash line. I'm going to take my dual-ended Luxie 249 brush, and I'm going to dip into Cafecito, which is like the shade that we put in our outer corner. And I'm just gonna start smudging this underneath the lash line, because I want this to be nice and smoky. And I'm also dragging it a little bit on the lash line, because I want some of that black eyeliner to kind of come down and meet with that brown eyeshadow. So starting on the lash line and then slowly working my way down so that I'm meeting this brown shadow, and then I'm also connecting it to the upper part of the lash line. So I really want this bottom part to be nice and smoked out. So to finish up the rest of the face, we're going to go ahead and move on to our blush. For today I'm using Black Radiance in the shade Toasted Almond. And I'm just going to be using my flat face brush. And I like to start on the apples. the apples of my cheeks and swirl it around, and then just start to drag it up towards my cheekbone. I love this blush. It's like the perfect rosy shade, but it's not crazy pigmented. Like, you can definitely build it to your liking, but if you're not a huge blush person, you can definitely make this work for you, for sure. And then for highlighter today, I'm going to be using my OG Fenty Beauty, the Kilowatts highlighter duo. And first I'm going to go in, I'm going to mix them both, Mean Money and Hustler Baby. So I'm going to go in with Mean Money, which is this one right here. It's more of like the glow version of the two. So I'll show you, like, it gives you a really nice glow without being too glittery, too, like, I don't know. I really like the finish on this, and I feel like this highlighter, it's kind of uncommon, or maybe it isn't and I just haven't found the other ones that are like that, but I'm just, for now, I'm going to say it's uncommon. And I'm going to go back into the more glittery one, and I'm just going to focus that one like kind of on the front portion of my cheekbone, and then kind of just like blend it up. And then I'm going to take the glittery one also, take it to the tip of my nose, and then with the excess I'm going to drag it up on my hairline. And then I like to take the back side of my pinky, and I have some highlighter on here and how I have my nose. Boom. I just drag it straight down like that, and then take my finger and lightly blend it out. And then I'm also going to be taking the more shimmery shade, not the glitter shade, and I'm going to be putting this on the brow bone. And then I'm going to take the more glittery shade, and I'm just going to touch it right in our inner, what is that? My tear duct. And I really want my tear duct to be shining, so I'm going to make sure that I'm really putting it on there. All right. Lastly, but not least, is the lips. And today I'm going to be using Mented Cosmetics lipstick in the shade Peach Please. I'm not going to be lining my lips today, mostly because I don't have a lip liner right now. But I'm going to take this lipstick, and I don't really need a lip liner with this anyway. So I have peach, actually, so maybe a little bit too peachy for me for this look. I kind of want to darken or like change the tone of this lipstick a little bit. So I'm going to go over it with another shade, Dope Taupe, which is just like a little bit more of a brown. And I'm just going to go right over top. Yeah, I like the way that looks better. And so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go over top of that with my gloss. I'm using Studio Makeup gloss in the shade Kiss. And I love this lip gloss. The only thing I don't really like about it too much is that it's really sticky. But I do like how wet it looks, how shiny it is. Like the actual, you know, it's good gloss. And then to set us in place, I'm going to be using my Skin & Co. Aqua Illuminate Truffle Therapy Illuminating Skin Refreshing Mist. I love this stuff. It smells like peppermint, and it is, like it says in the name, like this is so refreshing. So I'm just going to give myself a quick little spritz. And I just love, I feel like it gives me such a nice finish. Like, I don't know. Don't mind me. So this is our final look for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really liked how this turned out. I'm not sure exactly what I want to call it yet, but we'll see. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and join the Terra Squad so you don't miss any of my videos. And also to check out some of my looks, go ahead and check me out on Instagram at Terra Marie. And I'll catch you next time.